It's some time!
How do some insects walk on water? They don't walk, they catwalk. Nah. Water has an unusual property. What's that? Each water molecule is attracted by other molecules around it in all directions. But since the molecules at the surface have no molecules above them, they get attracted inward more strongly. These inward forces of attraction create surface tension, thus making the surface act like a stretched membrane. Now, the weight of insects like water strider and fishing spider is very less. So, the force that insects' legs exert on the stretched water surface is lesser than the surface tension. Also, as their legs are spread wide apart, their weight gets further distributed among all the legs. Hence, the insect's legs don't sink and just create dimples on the stretched water membrane, helping it walk on water. Topic: nuclear fusion. Why is nuclear fusion not used to generate electricity? You really want to know the answer to this, right? But wait. Before answering the question, let us understand what is meant by nuclear fusion. When two lighter nuclei combine to form a heavy nucleus, a large amount of energy is released. This process is called nuclear fusion. Where does this nuclear fusion take place? You think that it takes place in a laboratory? No. You are absolutely wrong. Nuclear fusion takes place in the sun. The nuclei of two hydrogen atoms join together to form a heavy nucleus of helium with the release of a large amount of energy. How do you think this energy reaches us? Nah. It does not reach us through power lines. Wait, I will tell you. The energy released after nuclear fusion reaches us in the form of sunlight, ultraviolet radiations, heat, etc. Hey, but we're already producing electricity with the help of nuclear fission. So why do we require nuclear fusion? For this, you need to first understand the difference between nuclear fusion and nuclear fission. As we already know, nuclear fusion is the fusion of two lighter nuclei with the release of a large amount of energy. The exact opposite process happens in nuclear fission. Here, a heavier nucleus splits into two lighter nuclei, releasing a large amount of energy. This process of fission is used in nuclear power plants, where a heavy nucleus of uranium is split into lighter nuclei. The energy that is released in this is used to generate electricity. However, there is a major disadvantage of nuclear fission. Wondering what it is? The major disadvantage is that uranium is a radioactive element. When uranium undergoes fission, it generates radioactive waste along with energy. This radioactive waste is very harmful for most life forms and the environment. Hence, we need to find a clean and safe source of energy to generate electricity. What source would that be? Would it be nuclear fusion? Bingo, you are right. Then why are we not harnessing the energy of nuclear fusion to produce electricity? This is because, for nuclear fusion, two conditions are required. They are high pressure and high temperature. Only when these conditions are met can the two nuclei travel at very high speeds, resulting in collision. On Earth, it is extremely difficult to create such high pressure and temperature. Even if we are somehow able to create these conditions, The question is, how will we control them? As there are many questions unanswered and unsolved, we have not yet succeeded in using nuclear fusion in the production of electricity. Topic: heat. Why is a laboratory thermometer not used to check body temperature? Oh, you have got fever. Why don't you check your body temperature using a thermometer? No, please don't use a laboratory thermometer. You won't be able to get the correct reading. Why don't you try another one? This is called a clinical thermometer.
Hooray!
A clinical thermometer is different from a laboratory thermometer. Oh, seems like you have made your choice. A clinical thermometer has a kink. When we check our body temperature, the kink present in it prevents the mercury from falling back down, thus helping the thermometer to hold the temperature recorded by it and giving us an accurate reading. Now, in a laboratory thermometer, this kink is absent. This is because a laboratory thermometer is meant to measure immediate temperature. Hence, after recording our body temperature, until we check it, the mercury will fall, thus not giving us an accurate reading. Topic: ultrasound. Why is ultrasound used in sonar? Hey, looks like you're searching for a treasure hidden in a sunken ship. Why don't you use a sonar? It will emit ultrasounds and help you locate the ship.
You know what? I have a better idea.
No, a music system will make ordinary sound, so it is of no use.
Don't fool me. I know that the music system is the right choice.
See? You are not able to find the ship. Now will you use a sonar? Look, you easily found the ship. Do you know how a sonar could locate the sunken ship? It was because of ultrasound. Ultrasounds are sounds having very high frequencies which start from 20,000 hertz.
So is ultrasound used in sonar because of its high frequency?
Bingo! You are absolutely correct. Due to its high frequency, an ultrasound can penetrate to a greater depth, thus helping us to locate the depth of the sea, sunken ships, etc.
But I'm not able to hear the ultrasound.
It is because human beings can hear sound frequencies from 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. As ultrasounds have frequencies higher than 20,000 Hz, we cannot hear them. Topic: bad conductors of heat. Why are 2 thin blankets warmer than 1 thick blanket?
'Cause 2 chocolates are better than 1.
Nah. To understand this, we need to first learn about bad conductors of heat. Bad conductors of heat are the materials which do not allow heat to easily flow through them. Air, wood, and glass are some examples of bad conductors of heat.
In these examples, is our train conductor included as well?
Oh, just listen. A thick blanket allows much of our body heat to escape into the atmosphere. However, when we use 2 blankets one on top of the other, air gets trapped between them. This air, being a bad conductor of heat, does not allow our body heat to easily flow into the atmosphere, thus keeping us warm. Topic: pathogens. Why do we get fever?
So that we can take a holiday from work.
Nah. Fever is a protective response of our body to fight against pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, and fungi. These pathogens cause diseases. Hence, when pathogens enter our body, The immune cells, such as white blood cells, produce chemicals called pyrogens, which are released into the bloodstream.
Oh, I thought like movies, they are released in theaters.
Please, pay attention. Hypothalamus, which is a small part of our brain, regulates our body temperature. However, when these pyrogens reach the hypothalamus, it starts to raise our body temperature, thus producing fever. Now, one of the reasons for producing this fever is that many pathogens cannot survive at high temperatures. Thus, they die and we remain safe. Topic: human tears.
Huh?
Why do onions make you cry?
Cause they cannot crack a joke. Ha ha ha.
No.
Huh?
Onions consist of amino acid sulfoxides. When we cut an onion, millions of onion cells rupture, releasing the amino acid sulfoxides along with some special enzyme. These special enzymes react with amino acid sulfoxides to form a chemical called syn-propanethiol S-oxide. This chemical is volatile. That is, it easily evaporates at normal temperature, forming a gas. When this gas reaches our eyes, it reacts with the substance that keeps our eyes lubricated and forms mild sulfuric acid.
What? An acid in my eyes?
Absolutely. This sulfuric acid gives us a burning sensation. Now, in order to wash off this acid, our lacrimal glands produce a disinfecting liquid. But when our eyes cannot hold any extra amount of disinfecting liquid, it starts to fall down, making us cry. Topic: joints. Why do knuckles pop?
So that when we get bored, we can pop them for time pass.
Nah. A knuckle is a joint in the finger where two bones come together or connect. This joint is filled with a fluid called synovial fluid. Synovial fluid is a viscous fluid containing dissolved gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. When bones move, the synovial fluid prevents them from grinding against each other.
Wow, it's so amazing.
Indeed, when we stretch or bend our finger, the space between the two bones increases. This causes the synovial fluid to stretch, thus creating low pressure in it. Now, as gases are less soluble at low pressure, the dissolved gases in the synovial fluid undissolve, resulting in the formation of a bubble, which we hear as the pop sound. Why do animals' eyes glow in the dark?
Because they have hidden torches.
Nah. Wait, I'll explain. Our eyes have a layer called retina, which is made up of photoreceptors. When light enters our eyes, it hits the photoreceptors. Photoreceptors detect light, thus making it possible to see. However, the light which doesn't hit the photoreceptors remains undetected.
Oh, poor undetected light.
Now, nocturnal animals like owls need to see better during the night. Hence, their eyes have another layer below the retina called tapetum lucidum. Now, when light doesn't hit the photoreceptors, it reaches the tapetum lucidum. This layer acts like a mirror. It reflects light back onto the photoreceptors, thus giving them a second chance to detect light. Some of this reflected light also comes out of the animal's eyes, thus making it seem that its eyes are glowing. What happens if a plane is struck by lightning?
It will start glowing like a disco ball.
No! Lightning is a massive flow of charge which carries thousands of volts of electric current. Thus, it is extremely fatal for living beings and can damage anything that comes in its way.
Yeah, dude. It is really terrifying.
Now, many times, airplanes get caught in a heavy lightning storm. However, airplanes are designed to handle the lightning strikes. The outer skin of most planes is primarily made of aluminum. Aluminum is a good conductor of electricity. When lightning hits the airplane, the electric current travels through the outer skin of the plane. It does not pass into the plane. Eventually, it exits off through another extremity, such as tail. Thus, the airplane and the passengers within remain protected. Why can't dogs eat chocolates?
Because I would love to have all the chocolates for myself.
Alright, now listen. Chocolates and other cocoa products contain a toxic component called theobromine. The darker the chocolate, the more theobromine and the more it is harmful.
But I eat chocolates, and I'm completely fine.
Our body quickly metabolizes the theobromine. Thus, it is not quite harmful for us. However, dogs process theobromine much more slowly, so it stays in their bodies for a longer time, resulting in vomiting, diarrhea, etc. Moreover, if large quantities of chocolate are ingested by the dog, the effects can be much more severe. The heart rate of the dog might be twice its normal rate, increasing the blood flow. This can prove to be lethal to the dog. What is sleep paralysis?
No idea.
Sleep paralysis is a condition in which we are conscious but temporarily unable to move or speak. It can usually occur when we suddenly wake up during REM sleep.
What is REM sleep?
Basically, there are 4 stages of sleep. One of them is rapid eye movement sleep, that is, REM sleep. In this stage, we dream. Researchers suggest that when we enter REM sleep, 2 chemicals, glycine and GABA, switch off the activity of cells in the brain that allow our muscles to move.
Oh no, this is so bad.
No. It is actually beneficial because paralyzed muscles prevent us from enacting our dreams in reality and getting hurt. However, sometimes we suddenly wake up during REM sleep. But if glycine and GABA are still active, we are temporarily unable to move, even though we are conscious. This is called sleep paralysis. Why do newborn babies get jaundice?
I don't know.
Each red blood cell in our blood lives for about 120 days. Once it gets old, it is broken down into smaller components. One of them is bilirubin. Bilirubin is a yellowish waste compound. Hence, our liver removes the bilirubin from our blood, which is then excreted by the body through intestines. However, if bilirubin is not removed, its level in the blood starts to rise and excess bilirubin begins to get deposited in the body tissues. As a result, the skin and white areas of eyes appear yellow, thus causing jaundice. Now, a newborn baby's liver is still developing, thus it cannot efficiently remove bilirubin from blood, thus causing it jaundice. Usually, jaundice is normal in babies and will disappear in some days as the baby grows. However, if it doesn't disappear, we should immediately consult a doctor. What is a mirage?
An invisible cloak.
No. Mirage is an illusion in which it appears as if there is water present on the ground. On a hot day, the land heats the layers of air closer to it. However, as we move higher, the layers of air get relatively cooler. Thus, the hot lower layers of air near the ground form rarer media, and cold upper layers form denser media. Now, when light coming from sky travels from denser to rarer media, it bends more and more until it exceeds the critical angle, that is, the angle beyond which light gets reflected. This phenomenon is called total internal reflection. When this reflected light reaches our eyes trace it backward as a straight line. Hence, the reflection of blue sky appears on the ground and our brain thinks that there is water, thus causing a mirage. Why do we get eye bags?
It is a sign indicating that we need to take a long holiday.
No. One of the main reasons for eye bags is aging. As we age, various changes take place in our body.
Yeah, dude. I get more attractive with age.
Yeah. Now listen. Our skin contains collagen and elastin. They keep our skin firm and elastic. In addition to this, we have fat tissue surrounding our eyes for cushioning. But as we age, our skin produces less collagen and elastin, causing our skin to become loose. Also, the muscles and ligaments that hold the fat tissue in place begin to get loose and the fat starts drooping down. This loose skin and fat make the area around our eyes appear swollen, giving us eye bags. Besides this, heredity, salt intake, smoking, etc. may also contribute to the formation of eye bags.
Oh.
Is gluten bad for you?
Dude, Gluten is bad for everybody.
As usual, you are wrong. Gluten is a combination of proteins found in grains like wheat, barley, and rye. Gluten makes dough sticky and gives pasta its chewiness. Now, gluten is not usually harmful, but people having a digestive disorder called celiac disease should not consume gluten.
But why?
When people having celiac disease eat gluten, it triggers an autoimmune response. In this response, the immune cells attack our own body tissues, damaging the villi present in the small intestine, thus causing inflammation, diarrhea, fatigue, etc. In addition to this, damaged villi will not be able to absorb the required nutrients, thus causing weight loss, iron deficiency, etc. Thus, people suffering from celiac disease, as well as those having gluten-related allergies, should preferably have a gluten-free diet. Why are sunsets red?
'Cause sunsets are romantic.
Nah. It is basically because of scattering of light in the atmosphere. Our atmosphere is primarily composed of tiny nitrogen and oxygen particles. Now usually, when sunlight comprising of 7 colors passes through the atmosphere, it hits the nitrogen and oxygen particles. These particles scatter blue and violet light more as compared to red, orange, and other colored lights. Hence, mostly bluish light enters our eyes, thus making the sky to usually appear blue. However, during sunset, the sunlight must pass through a greater distance in the Earth's atmosphere, causing it to pass through more particles. As a result, most of the blue and violet light gets scattered before they reach our eyes. Due to this, the less scattered light like red or orange reaches our eyes, making the sunset appear red. Are Einstein's gravitational waves real?
No, they are waves created by Titanic.
As always, you are wrong. Gravity is the attractive force with which two objects pull each other. However, Albert Einstein imagined gravity as well as space and time a little differently. His theory of general relativity unified two separate entities, space and time, into a single entity called space-time. Space-time can be considered as the fabric of universe. Now, just like a heavy ball creates a curve or distorts the trampoline, mass of an object creates a curve in space-time. According to Einstein, this curve is gravity.
Wow, this trampoline is amazing.
First listen. Just like our hands create ripples in water, moving objects create ripples in space-time. These ripples are termed as gravitational waves. Gravitational waves were directly observed for the first time on September 14, 2015 by Laser Interferometer Gravitational Observatory in the US. Why do we love chocolates? Chocolate is one of the most craved foods in the world. It just melts in our mouth and tastes so good that many of us are ready to eat them at any given time. Now, one of the reasons why we love chocolates is because they contain a substance called anandamide. In Sanskrit, ananda means bliss. Now, when we eat chocolates, anandamide present in them binds to special receptors in the brain, giving us bliss and joy, thus making us love chocolates. Some chocolates also contain substances like theobromine. It is thought that this theobromine makes our brain produce anandamide by itself, making sure that we feel blissful after eating chocolates. In addition to this, most types of chocolates contain sugar to make them taste sweet. Sugar activates the reward system in the brain, due to which neurotransmitters like dopamine are released. Dopamine gives us pleasure and makes us feel good. As it makes us feel good, we tend to eat more chocolates to get the same feeling, and thus, we get addicted to chocolates. Moreover, whether it is milk chocolate, white chocolate, or dark chocolate, there are numerous varieties to choose from. Also, there are dry fruits like raisins, almonds, cashew nuts, etc., which we generally like. When these dry fruits are added to chocolates, the desire to eat chocolates increases. Also, according to a study, it is observed that salt suppresses bitterness and increases sweetness. Hence, while preparing desserts like chocolate cakes, cookies, brownies, etc., a little salt is added to them, making the desserts more inviting and tempting. Thus, we easily get attracted towards them. How tall can we grow?
I can grow as big as the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, stop bluffing. Height is determined by a number of factors. One of them is our genes. We inherit our genes from our parents. Hence, these genes will make us grow approximately as tall as our parents. In addition to this, factors like nutrition, physical health, hormones, etc. also affect our height. Now, if we grow taller than what we are at present, then we won't be able to support our body structure efficiently. For this, we would require much larger bones, or they need to be made of much stronger material. In addition to this, if we were taller, the amount of blood in our body would be more, thus making it hard for the heart to pump so much blood. Besides this, the Earth's gravity constantly pulls us down. As a result, it prevents us from getting taller.